Okay, ladies and gentlemen, get this quick 5-minute video, which I'm going to go into the dismantling of America. As we know, over the past year and 8 months, whatever time period close to that anyway, we've been bombarded with various, or showered with all this money, whether it's COVID relief money, stimulus bills, unemployment, stimulus packages, all sorts of money being thrown around. Where the hell's all this money coming from? The United States is $26 trillion in debt. We're going to soon find out where this is going. Whether it's freezes on the rent, whether it's, all kind of programs and giveaway, free. Okay? Now, they're bragging about it. Well, this video, you need to put aside any type of black-white hate. You need to put aside any hate for Brother Tim Scott and Louis Farrakhan, who I have on here in the quick excerpts. Put aside whether you're Republican or Democrat. This is all about facts.
Well, I would obviously vote no, because here's what I know about government handouts. If you can do it yourself, you should. If you cannot, it's a different question. What we're talking about today is extending benefits well into the American middle class for one purpose. It's to get more people disconnected from work, more dependent on the government, and that's bad for their lives. Listen, here's one of the things that we can say, Dana and Bill, is that during the pandemic, the height of the pandemic, we basically had 100% income replacement for the vast majority of Americans.
Yep.
They had more time off. It led to more crime, more suicides, and more apathy. That is not the American way.
The other thing that they've done is they've pulled back this idea of the IRS getting a big boost in order to look into any.
Now that was Tim Scott. Now listen to what Louis Farrakhan has said. This is many years ago in the 80s. This is in reference to welfare, which is very similar, okay?
Into the government. We don't need to live on welfare. Brothers, you getting the welfare check. Sisters, you getting the welfare check. We gotta live. So if you're getting one, I'm not condemning you. But I am saying that welfare, if you turn it around, means farewell, you know? That's right. It means bye to the spirit of self-determination.
Listen.
It means so long to the spirit that God gives to every human being, and the duty that God gives to every human being to do something for self. Yes, sir. It makes you a slave. Welfare. Farewell.
Now what did he say? He said it makes you a slave. Dependency on the government makes you a slave.
Nail on the head. That's why one of the things I've been saying for the last several weeks is that the cost is one thing, but the content is scarier than the cost. You think about extending more benefits to the American people that we cannot afford, that obviously in many ways aren't even federal responsibilities. It only helps hook more people on a government paycheck. That's bad for their futures. It's bad for their kids. As a guy who grew up in poverty, the one thing I always wanted to do was to live the American dream of home ownership. That requires work. I wanted to start my own business. That requires employees. The two things that are missing from this so-called recovery: workers, because they're paying people to stay at home. Which means that the American dream gets further and further away for people living in poverty, like the household that I grew up in.
Yeah, Dana.
What we must realize now is that we're being lullabied to sleep with all this money. The government don't really care about you, or the globalists, I guess you can say, because that's where the real game is now. It's a global agenda, COVID, all of this, okay? And the money that they're throwing around America doesn't really have. They don't really care because they know what's going down anyway. So they can throw it around like that. They just print money up. And the United States is already in debt with no way to pay it back. Okay, so future generations will suffer. Okay, big time, as well as this generation. So there it is. Peace.